What a fabulous book this was. Hey friends, you're wondering where I've escaped from the past 1 month, right? Well, I had exams so I couldn't upload much. Well, today I'm going to review a fabulous book written by a great author called Roald Dahl. And also I'm going to share the link of another video, The Magic Finger, which I've talked a lot about Roald Dahl. So the book which I'm going to review today is The Witches, and the main characters in this book are the small boy, grandmother, the grand high witch, Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins, Bruno Jenkins, and Mr. Stinger. Let me give you a gist of how this story goes. So there's this small boy who lives with his parents in England, and when they were in the car and coming to Norway, their parents died due to an accident, and the boy started living with his grandmother. The grandmother was very loving, and she took care of him very nicely. And she also told him tales about witches, scary witches, and how to recognize them. One day, the grandmother told when they got a will, which is like a note when someone writes before they die of who the property should go to. And when they got the will, his grandmother told that they have to go back to England for his education. So they went back, and when he and his best friend were building a type of tree house, which is my favorite house, his friend got ill. So the boy himself built the tree house alone without anybody's help. And he also, when he saw down that a woman's voice was calling, he recognized that it was a witch, and he went to the top of the tree branch, and he stayed there until his grandmother called him for tea. He was really shocked and told his grandmother that he saw a witch. And a few days later, his grandmother got pneumonia, which is a really tough disease to cure in the olden days. And the boy thought he might lose his grandmother, and he was really scared and was not even allowed to go in that room. They didn't admit her in the hospital, they just isolated her in a room. And also, after a few weeks, his grandmother got cured and he was really happy. And the plans to go to Norway was crushed because his grandmother got pneumonia. So the doctor told them to go to a hotel in England itself. So when they went to the hotel, they stayed in the room number 554. And one day the boy started playing down with the mice, and he wanted to go to a separate place for training them, because the maid told that if they see his mouse out of the cage again, they'll drown both of them in water. And so the boy went into a separate room, which was the RSPCC. Here it is. It is the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. So he thought it was a good place, and he went in. It was a huge area with more than 200 chairs. And so he went and sat behind the screen. It's a big screen, and he was also sitting behind it, so the master won't see him, the hotel master. And then after some time, he saw that many women were coming in, and after that he saw that all of them were witches because they were bald, they had no toes, and also their spit was in blue color. So his grandmother told, if all these three conditions are there, then they are definite. Then he or she is definitely a witch. So the boy got shocked, as it was the annual meeting of the witches, which happens once in every year. And he was just standing straight, as still as possible. And witches think that children are really bad. They start killing them. Here is the line in the book. 1 child a week is 52 a year. squish them and squiggle them, make them disappear. That's what the witches think. So the boy was really scared, as there was a grand witch also, which can make anyone just disappear. And also the grand witch turned the small boy into a mouse, and which is a really sad part, as I really wanted him to be a human. It's for you to find out in the rest of the book that will the boy change back into a human or will remain as a mouse, and what all were the inventions by the grandmother to the small boy for his convenience, and also what all the grandmother and the boy did to kill all the rest of the witches in the world. So I would rate this book a 5.5 on 5, as it's better than the best of the best. And I would recommend this book to each and one of you to have a great read. My favorite line in this book is that when the boy says to the grandmother that if you're a mouse or anything else, it doesn't matter who you are, it matters how others love you. I'm actually currently reading a book which is written by a completely different author, which I have never read before. I won't tell you the name, but I'll definitely review that book. And also, you have to wait for that in the coming days. Till that, goodbye and check here.